Food for thought. What if you're not stuck? What if you are just in waiting? And let's go be honest here. You say that you want to, change your life, move your life, yeah? And lots of people will say to me, Jelena, they're coming to see me and they're feeling stuck in business, stuck in relationships, stuck in their life, stuck in their health of diagnosis, stuck in their purpose, or they're stuck in making a decision and they need an external person to help them to make the decision. But I will say this, what if you're not actually stuck? What if you are in waiting? What if you're waiting for the confidence, for the certainty, for motivation? And sometimes people are waiting to give someone else their job, which if it doesn't work it out for them, they can blame that person too. Yeah, but that's another complex explanation about this. Yeah, and this comes up from an inner child. But today I really want to focus on this, where we have to not be waiting. Yeah, because sometimes life will going to give you a curveball. Yeah, for example, is what I mean by that. If we're waiting constantly, a job disappears. Yeah, a diagnosis arrives, a relationship finishes, financial challenges show up, and suddenly that person who thought they could not cope, learn to cope. So the person who thought that they were strong enough, that they were not strong enough, becomes strong enough. Yeah, the person who thought that they were not ready finds themselves doing the thing anyway. Why? Why, you're asking? Yeah, because life removed the option of waiting. And do you see how is that a blessing? That is a blessing. And I know in the moment it's going to be really painful, but it is absolutely a blessing because it's showing you that you're capable. Yeah? Because you were waiting to feel what? Capable. Yeah? Capable. And many people lose ease in that waiting period on their timeline. Yeah? But I will say this to you. The confidence, the belief, the certainty has to come before the movement, because certainty often arrives because of the movement. They believe they need evidence before they need to begin, but evidence is created because you begin. Yeah, think about learning to walk when you were a child. Yeah, imagine if a child said, I will walk once I know I won't fall. They would never walk. You and I would never walk. They fall, they wobble, they learn. And what happens? And eventually the child starts walking naturally without even questioning, how do we walk? Yeah, but adults, because what happened in the inner child and in childhood, they want certainty before they begin, before they move. They want to prove before we can trust ourselves. And then meanwhile, life is still waiting. Your future is waiting. The opportunity is still in a waiting zone. And perhaps the relationship is in a waiting zone. The business is in a waiting zone. Not for you to become perfect. Please understand that. Not for you to become fearless. Not for you to become certain. But for you to stop waiting. And I want to ask you these questions. And I want to leave you with this question. What if the life you're dreaming about isn't waiting for a better version of you? What if it's waiting for you to stop postponing becoming her? Yeah, because sometimes life throws you into becoming. Yeah, and sometimes life waits for you to choose your becoming. So the question is even deeper. How much longer do you want to wait? Because one day isn't a day on the calendar. Yeah, one day is where the dreams go to hiding. And maybe today isn't about waiting for the confidence anymore. Yeah, because maybe today is about becoming, let's go say, the woman who moves before she has it. Because that's where everything absolutely changes. And I can give you a million examples in my life and other people's life. That where we moved before the life told us. So you need to make that decision. And it's a powerful decision. That you are her already. and start behaving, start working like one, start talking like one, start behaving like one, start thinking about like one. Then we have to work on your thermostat, visibility, and becoming very much familiar with the life that you actually desire. Then there is no difference with the life what you desire and life where you are now. They merge and then you become the one with it. There is no difference. We're dreaming about that life. We're dreaming and putting it somewhere. It's here. But what if you bring it closer? What if you actually step into it right now? What's stopping you? Your logicality about it, or you are going, and this is the problem, especially for the females, where they're being conditioned, even in schools, with very much of a masculine, patriarchal way of teachings, and women nurture. So more you nurture, but what are you going to nurture? Strategy, which doesn't work for women, works perfectly well for men, but it doesn't work for us women at all. It's a word you need to nurture. And nurturing that, becoming her or limitless life, is about her. And then a word what I want you to focus on is limitless. But if we are thinking deep down about limitless as it's in, oh, that's not possible, I need to have this, I need to have that. You're thinking about your childhood, you can't have got this money, you can't have got this. How many women and men do you know, focus on these ones where they did it without any help. They did it without any help. And if you don't know anyone, you know me, because I did that without no help. So that's why if you never heard my story, what happened is, and how did I start running my own business, and what happened is without no one's help. So this is where you can find, and this is funny how we look for, that person succeeded because they've got dad's help. That person succeeded because of this. Don't focus on them, because then you will never start anything. Start focusing maybe on one person. Like me, like you can start focusing, okay, if she did it, I can do it. Maybe you have got a few more other people that you know of. Maybe you don't know anyone, except what you heard maybe this video for the first time. But I want you to start focusing on stuff this. I'm going to be the first one in my family. Maybe breaking up generational patterns. Maybe doing something else differently. Maybe it's about the money, what is giving you the freedom. There is so many things which you can be focused on with the limitless or becoming her is for you. It doesn't have to be about the money. It can be about money that it's a freedom. And for all of us, that represents different things. So I want you to find yours and focus on you, not on others. Not on others. Lots of questions in that process will going to come for you. But in years of my life and what I've seen running my business and what I ran the business with my ex-husband, it was so much about the belief. And I never compare myself to anyone. Even the clinic where we owned, when we started it, I was never comparing to no one else. It was about, how do I want to feel when I walk through that clinic? And this is with every business that I work with. As the owner, how do you want to feel? What was the reasons why you created it? The same thing maybe goes for your life, maybe for your relationship. Maybe you don't have got a partner right now, but how do you want to feel? Become that. And then the person can come in. And what we have got, and what people are always so confused with, but that person came in, they're not for me. Okay, don't make a meaning about it. We see it and we go like, okay, and we pluck it out. Just pluck it out. Don't make a meaning. Pluck it out like it's a weed in a garden. It's like, okay, that's not for me. It's like choosing a food, and you choose your food, and then it's not the food, like on a menu looks great. I had this the other day. It looked great, and then it came in and I tasted it and I was like, yep, that's not for me. That's not for me. Even though it was seafood, it was everything what I like, but I tasted one bite of it and I was like, yep, no. Strange combination. It's not for me. And I didn't make a meaning about it. Except It's not for me. And that's it. My mind didn't go into blah, blah, why did the universe deliver this for me? Oh, this is so bad, blah, blah, blah. No, it didn't. It's just, okay, this is not for me. And we keep going. Because sometimes we go and get into, attachment. And attachment is like that label. I've done everything. This has to work. Says who? It can work. But what if it doesn't? So we think once we put all the ingredients in a dish and then it has to work it out. Maybe it does. Maybe you do it a few times and then one day it doesn't. So this is where we have to become a little bit more flexible and not have the meaning attached into it is like negation, so negativity. It's like, okay, this happened. Okay, I don't lose my eyesight of my goals where I want to be, and I just keep going. So I want you really to be firm with this. It's like some days is sunny, some days is windy and cold, and some days is rainy, but we don't make the meaning. You get to choose which meaning you're going to have, but don't make a meaning. It's like, oh, today's a bad day. It's only going to be a bad day if that's what you're choosing to see, to feel, to be. And I'll leave you with that for today.